A quick shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Stick around to the end to learn more. There are two types of climbers: the purist that holds to the old ways of pulling hard on small edges, and the young gun who embraces the wilder movements of modern bouldering. Climbing is evolving, with movements that used to be fringe in competitions now becoming mainstream in gyms. Though I can't really do these movements very well, I'm quite open to understanding them better, so I decided to categorize them into 7 essential movements. To help me showcase these modern movements is Cloe Coscoy. Chloe is a pro climber and member of Team USA. Over the past few years, Chloe has crushed the USAC youth circuit and is now holding her own on the international IFSC World Cup stage. The jump, kick, and stick might be one of the most common movements in modern bouldering. It takes the classic side pole barn door position and adds a dynamic element. The move typically consists of jumping to a side pole and then stopping your momentum by kicking a foot out and sticking it on a foothold. When executing this move, the primary focus should be on the hand, with the foot being the immediate secondary focus. Watch Chloe as she eyes up the hold first and then switch her attention to the target foothold right after her hand makes contact. A key thing to pay attention to is the proximity of your body to the wall. The closer your body is to the wall, the better control you will have when arriving at the target holds. Lastly, to combat the issue of the barn door, there are 2 methods. First, you can bring the second hand to match the side pole and establish better control. Second, you can stick the target foothold with the foot that is opposite of your hand. In Chloe's case, she intentionally arrives with her left foot in conjunction with her right hand. As if dynos weren't hard enough already, the paddle dyno adds another element by forcing you to continue your momentum onto a second or third hold. This is usually done by using holds that are just not good enough either in friction or angle as the middle holds, while placing the best hold at the end. The key to a successful paddle dyno is to first keep the intention that you're going to carry your momentum through to the finish hold. You'll have to contact the first hold with your shoulders slightly ahead of your hips to ensure that the lower body will swing through towards the finish hold. Depending on the quality and angle of the first hold, you can have either a short pause with a quick paddle, or a longer pause with more of a swing. Another factor to consider is the positioning of your hips. The general rule is to keep your hips in the same orientation through the dyno as they would be when you arrive at the finish hold. This means if the ideal positioning on the end hold is hip square, then set up to do the dyno with hip square. If the end position is hip in, then lead into the dyno with hips in. Doing this avoids any additional mid-air rotation that would further complicate the move. This is probably my favorite modern bouldering move because it tests how well you can concentrate on 2 things at once. Like the name suggests, the emphasis is really all about engaging the toe hook. We tend to overfocus on the hand because that's our first and visual target, but without the toe hook, we have no counterpressure to hold the position at all. So while we keep our eyes on the hand, we have to use our proprioception to keep tabs on the foot. We can help make this move more high percentage in a few ways. 1. Moving towards and staying close to the wall when catching the toe hook. When there's no bend in the hips, we can pull more effectively with the toe. 2. Catching the toe with a straight leg and pushing into the toe hook with the other leg. This push and pull improves the leverage of the toe hook, sort of like how an undercling feels better when you stand up into it. The human flag was once a calisthenics party trick people did at the park, and now it has made its way into climbing. While it looks like an optical illusion of a body floating in the air, the technique is actually a perfect blend of counter-pressuring arms. The top arm is used to pull, while the bottom arm is used to push. When setting up to do this move, the main focus should be on the bottom or pushing arm. This arm is what keeps the body levitated, while at the same time also supporting the leverage of the pulling arm above it. You want to keep the pushing arm straight and the shoulder engaged when you hit the move. Notice how Chloe's arm has almost no bend when she catches the hold, as if she's framing her body away from the wall. The cross dyno is one of the most exciting movements to see, and one of the scariest movements to do. It's a very all or nothing move that involves reaching across the midline of your body after jumping and removing all your points of contact. If you hit the move, great. If you miss it, the swing caused from reaching across your body can take you on a ride. Commitment will be your key to success with this move. Remember to lead with your body instead of staying stationary and only reaching with the arm. If the target hold isn't super good, increase your percentage by quickly involving the second hand and matching. Sometimes starting a boulder can be boring. The step and latch adds a bit of excitement by positioning the start holds high and making you reach for them dynamically. They're just a bit too high to jump to from the ground, but the setters are nice enough to provide you with a little ramp to boost you up the wall. The key to this step and latch is transferring your forward momentum into upward momentum. You'll need to be moving towards the wall with enough energy to carry you up the wall. This doesn't mean you need a 20-foot running start, but it does mean you need a follow-through motion with your body as you step up. A good tip I heard is to treat the ramp like a step on a staircase. You want some forward momentum coming into the step, and some forward momentum pushing out of the step. The compression slap is a cool timing move where you take both hands off the holds and quickly reposition them in a compression. The move has to be done very fast and thus looks like a slap. It's most exciting when you see this move done with the arm starting in a cross position and the climber has to rapidly let go, uncross, and come in again in a split second. This movement is a textbook demonstration of the short-range dead point technique. Even though the body and hands are not traveling far, the move has to be timed so that you're not falling away from the wall during the transition. This is done by pulling your body into the wall right before letting go with the hands. Time it so that your hands are reaching out and slapping the compression when your body is hovering between moving towards the wall and coming away from the wall. If one of the two holds you're going to requires more accuracy, then give that hold visual priority and rely on your proprioception to slap the other hold. A huge thank you to Chloe for sharing her time and energy to show us how to become better climbers. I hope I was able to give you a brief glimpse of her immense talent. Best of luck this season at the World Cups. For those watching, I hope you enjoyed the video and was able to learn something. Like you, I put great value in maintaining a student's mindset and always pursuing new knowledge and skills. That's why I was super excited when Skillshare reached out for a collaboration. Just like my channel, their platform is dedicated to learning. These classes are targeted for the creative and business-minded, and you'll even see some familiar names. Like Marquez Brownlee, he's teaching me how to grow my channel. Take advantage of this partnership and give Skillshare a try. The first 1,000 of my viewers to sign up using my code MOVEMENTFORClimbers or the link in the description will get a free 1-month trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your creativity today. Thanks again Skillshare for sponsoring this video.